Hello everyone, Jollib here and welcome for another World of Warships video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Tier 1 starter ship for the Japanese nation, which is the Hashidate. This is a very interesting ship and one of the few rare ships that I've seen so far where its HE and AP shells does the same damage. I still do use the AP shell just so I can get Citadel hits, which guarantees me the maximum damage. But overall, this ship is not bad. As a typical Tier 1 ship, you do have a small profile and you have a smaller area for a Citadel also. Your US equivalent ship has less HP as right now you have 12,400 at max level. Well, the max level of a Tier 1 Erie is only about 9,900. So you do have the HP advantage even though you have the weaker gun. Your max caliber guns is 120 millimeters. Compared to its US counterpart, they have either the option of getting the 5-inch guns or the 6-inch guns. 120 millimeter is short of 5 inches. I think by a quarter inches, but not by much. You do only have 2 turrets, but those 2 turrets have double barrels, so you do have the same amount of firepower you have the same amount of shells every time you fire, but you do shoot your 120 millimeter at 11 rounds per minute. So pretty fast firing gun right here. And over time, your damage will equal out with the 6-inch guns that you have against the US equivalent. So do keep that in mind. So while you do only have 2 guns, there's always a pros and cons with it. And I will show you that later on. Mainly the main con with this one is if one turret gets damaged or destroyed, half your firepower is gone. Which is really bad because you'll just be stuck with either a rear or front turret. And you won't have your full capability in the match if you were unfortunate enough to have your turret destroyed. Surprisingly, as a Tier 1 ship, you do have a good AA guns for some odd reason. Even though if you play it safe, you'll never see any Tier 3 matches, where you'll get your first chance of playing a carrier. The only way you could get into a Tier 3 match or higher is if you join a division and one of your friends are a lot higher than you. Usually in the division, you wanna do it with the same tier ships that you are playing. That way you don't put into advantage by playing their maximum tier. Your maximum speed is only 19.8. You are a bit slower than the US counterpart, but not by much. Your surface detectability is 7.7. So you can't be detected. You can actually stay pretty hidden away from other US ships if you like. But once you fire those guns, your detectability is thrown out of the window. You'll pretty much be instantly spotted. Aside from that, your air detectability range is... you can ignore that unless you are in a failed division. But for me, I do like this ship, but if I have an option between this ship and the other ship, I will still choose the US counterpart. But this ship has its own unique playstyle that you need to do. As you can see, both its HE and AP shells does 2,000 damage. That means that means that even though you're firing HE, you can still do 2k damage if you're lucky. But it's very slim. I would still use your AP shells to aim for those citadel hits to get the maximum damage of 2000. But the good thing about this is since you do have pretty good accuracy of 83 meter spread, oops, you do have tight groupings when you fire your shell. So if you are good at aiming and leading your target and hitting those citadel hits, the likelihood of you getting double citadel hits is very high. And I will show you this in a video later on when I do show you some gameplay. Aside from that, you want to be choosing, at least on your Hashidate, you at least want situational awareness, so that way you know if you're detected. But if you do not want that, I would probably put it against on secondary armament, so that you can get a faster reload time. But it's also completely up to you. But the Hashidate has a faster firing gun that you can take advantage. You can really reap the rewards if the target you're shooting at is not shooting back at you and is distracted with someone else. So do keep that in mind. Aside from that, the only thing I would comment about this ship is, why did they put these bamboo looking railings on this ship? Realistically, I don't think they would put this in a warship, because this is easily spotted from the distance. As you can play the game, you can easily tell if it's a Hashidate due to this brown bamboo thing. I did look it up on the internet. I was looking at its World War II pictures. Even though it's black and white, I did not see any bamboo looking railings on the Hashidate ship that I was looking at. But I could be wrong, and maybe it's just for aesthetic, but I just find it odd that Wargaming would put it on the ship. But other than that, I'm going to show you guys quick gameplay video of the Hashidate and show you how it performs in battle.
General quarters.
Here we are in a typical tier 1 ship battle. We are on an encounter map in the big race. It's a very tiny map. Lots of islands to hide from and ambush your enemies. So I think with this route I will be heading in the northern part, or northern east corner. I think I just started heading towards the middle so that I don't be the one leading the pack to that area. And also, I wanted to make sure that I'm not going solo and going on my suicidal run. Seems like this Umikaze will have my left flank, and I think he'll be going towards the center, since that's where most destroyers go. Since it's not for them to hide and ambush oncoming ships. So it's gonna be me and this Erie going to this northern part of the map, and let's see what I find. Oh, I do forgot to mention that since you do have a weaker caliber gun, I would highly not recommend to shoot AP rounds on any of your tier 2 enemy ships. I had very little luck getting citadel penetrations against the Chikuma or the Chesters. Either my shots were either bouncing off, or I was just getting spalling damage. And even though I know that it should have been a citadel hit, my shots was not going through. I'm assuming that because my caliber gun is not high enough to penetrate their armor. Well, you can still get some decent damage with your AP shells if you are plunging fire the enemy. But if you want just consistent damage and a chance to set your enemies fire, then I would just recommend firing HE shells on those tier 2 ships. But you will penetrate any tier 1 ships with your AP shell, so please go ahead and shoot those and take careful aim to maximize your damage. So here I am, surprised that there was no ships at all in the at this corner yet. So I'm assuming they're in the opposite direction. But fortunately here, I find myself a Chester. And I do fire HE first because I had it loaded due to the fact in case that I might find myself a destroyer. Usually you would find them because they are the faster group ships. Right here I switched to AP to take care of this Hashidate. As you can see, my turret has pretty good groupings right there. Though I'm not scoring any Citadel hits, I am doing pretty good accurate fire. And right there I scored one. So it is possible to Citadel those tier 1 ships. The Chester, I didn't bother going HE because it was already on fire. And since I was pretty far enough that I was doing high arcing shells to do some damage, but not enough. I mean, look at it, my shells are bouncing and I was barely getting any damage on this one. Luckily, I did have some teammates helping me out take this Chester down. And since this Chester hit his broadside from me, I quickly focused my fire on the Hashidate until the Chester turned around and showed me his broadside. At this point, I was still trying to aim for his Citadel, and I should have been hitting some Citadel shots there, but all I did was falling damage. And the Chester sunk and burned to death. So now I focus my attention on this Hashidate since he is out of place and very vulnerable to me right now. And right there I scored another Citadel hit, taking a huge chunk of his health. This Hashidate, though low HP, is still a threat. You usually want to focus low HP units and finish them out quickly, as right here when it hits me next, it's going to take down my steering, forcing me to go in circle. And luckily I put that in repair and got rid of it. And again he hit me and destroyed my steering, so now I'm forced to go in circles till my damage control party is fixed or is down in cooldown. And now since the Hashidate is around the island, I have no clear shot of him, so I go to the next Hashidate in the distance. But he's still being a threat. That's why if you can, you want to finish off your enemy as soon as you can, so that there's less guns aiming at you or your teams. And right here the Hashidate that I was shooting earlier popped up, and I focused my attention to finish him off. This could have been easily avoided if my teammates was focusing the same target as I was shooting. And here we go, I got a lucky Citadel hit and finish him off. I should have fixed my steering right here, but I don't know why I did it, and I was still going in circles. There you go, I fixed my steering, I can finally control my ship again. This Hashidate is doing some weird maneuver tactics as he stopped. Made him an easy target for me. And I think right there I got myself a Citadel hit. Even though it's a plunging fire, I hit the deck, and I guess my shell penetrated deep enough to get to do a Citadel hit. Now we are losing by one ship at this current point in time, and I know that there is at least one guy in the flag trying to capture it. If the enemy was smart, they would have been able to just get off the flag and try to hunt us down. So here I am rushing in, watching my teammates take this Hashidate down. Chugging along at my maximum speed of 19.2 knots. But we're not a very fast ship. So we will tie this game after this ship right here. This is a very close match as it is. It seems like there's another ship in the flag since the timer didn't go down. Or I guess the other guy wasn't even on the flag at all. The timer for capturing the enemy flag on encounter is very long. And that's why you shouldn't even be going for this kind of flag captures when you do have the number advantage. The number advantage is very important in this game because you can't really use your armor and angling. Well, you can to some extent, but you can't rely on it to be able to block damage and kill your enemy back. Right now, I've switched my guns to HE so that I can dispose of this immediate threat of destroyers. As for me, I hate destroyers. That's why if I always see them when I'm playing as a cruiser, I will focus my fire on these destroyers. They have a very dangerous torpedoes that can easily sink you in 1 or 2 shots, especially at this tier. And it's already hard enough for them to detect. So they are very, very dangerous if you don't keep an eye on them. As you can see, I'm only firing my front turrets, and I do have pretty tight groupings right there. Unfortunately, I wasn't leading far enough. But with my fast firing guns, I can easily get the range on these destroyers as long as they remain spotted. And since his ship is on fire and burning, you can spot burning ship at a farther range. This guy's pretty much done. I was trying to steal the kill, but my teammate, I think, got it with its fire damage. So now that we are winning, as they're only left with 2 ships now, which is the Chikuma and the Hashidate. I know that the Hashidate is around that island, and the Chikuma is out of my range. And I think pretty soon we will lose vision on these 2 ships. But since I know that I'm in range for the Hashidate, I will be focusing my attention to it on my right side. If the enemy was smart, he would not even pop out on that opposite side. And since we have the number advantage and we are capping the flag, it is best for us to just cap the flag and force them to come to us anyway. Well, looks like the Hashidate is still there, and one of my teammates was sunk by the Chikuma. We still have the number advantage of 1, and this is when I tell my team to have them come to us instead of hunting them down. So I open up my broadside, assuming that the Hashidate will be popping out of that corner around soon. Chikuma is still out of range. Hashidate popped out, and I start aiming shots at him. Get a citadel hit. And since I have my back turn, I only got 1 turret facing him as I was turning around. But still, look at those tight groupings right there. If those 2 shells was aimed well enough, I could have easily gotten a citadel hit. Hashidate is down, and this Chikuma is pretty much doomed. Since I am far enough, I can do damage with AP shells due to my plunging fire. And since I had the support of my 2 teammates, I didn't really have to worry. Pretty much this match is in the bag. 3 ships shooting at you. No matter how much outplay you have, you're not gonna win this battle. So here I am just trying to squeeze out as much damage as I can against this Chikuma. And I am trying my best to get that citadel hit. See right there? I should have been a citadel hit, but that shell just bounced off. And we have broadsided each other. So as a flat armor, I should be able to citadel him, but I couldn't. And here I got my Citadel award. My Confederate award, which is very hard to get now in World of Warship compared to World of Tanks. He did shoot my attention to me since he stuck one of my teammates. It's either me and my destroyer left, but he'll be going down soon. Now I'll be landing this finishing salvo towards him. And that'll conclude my gameplay video for the Hashidate. As you can see, 2300 experience points with the bonus, of course, and I don't have premium time. Highest scoring team, base experience of 1100, so not too bad. It's doing about 38,000 points of damage. Not too bad at all. Hope you find my videos entertaining. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you did, and if you have any advice or suggestions, please do comment down below. I'll see you guys next time.